Right then, so we're out here today, myself, Sam and Rob, and there's not really any content around the trails here at Bedgebury, so we thought, how about we'll shoot a few videos, we'll look at some of the sections around here and go over some of the little key areas and talk about ways of tackling them and just showing you what's out there, because it's actually a really nice, easy entry-level trail that can also progress into a lot more technical trail, as it is quite flat and you can see the surface is all quite loose. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today.
Right, so section number one is Genesis. This is a good tester for what you're going to find out around the rest of the forest. So it starts off a little bit flat, some nice flat berms, couple of little rock steps, couple of faster downhill berms. So if you're happy on Genesis, you'll be able to ride the rest of it, and it's a good way to kind of get yourself warmed up.
Cool, so here we are at the first little, I say feature, because it's not, it's not something that's difficult. It does look it a little bit when you come around the corner, you're like, there's a lot of rocks, especially if you're new to cycling. But actually, it's a really nice section because it's all straight. There's a couple of little steps in it. You can see there's lots of build up, to be honest, past them, so it's almost nothing there, but it's what, a fist high? The biggest one's this one here, again, a fist high. Any of our higher bikes and pretty much every mountain bike is going to be able to ride over this. Even cyclocross bikes are featured quite a lot here. So it's nothing too daunting. Sometimes stuff just looks a little bit harder from the top, but then when you're riding down, it's actually quite smooth. You then come into this berm just down the bottom here, and you've got a little tree on the inside. But again, it's about looking where you want to go. Don't focus on the tree. If you focus on the tree, you'll probably head towards the tree. So be really positive, look where you want to go. And this is a berm. A berm is basically a banked up corner, like you can see here. It's super helpful. It's not scary at all. It actually helps you to go around the corner. Rather than having a flat corner, which is very easy to wash out, the berm basically helps you go around it. It's like a sort of like a water flume. So the most important thing about berm is actually your speed control. So making sure that you're not coming in too fast or too slow. So typically in that area, around a few meters before the actual corner, try either take some speed out or add some speed to keep you up higher so you're not in this sort of loose stuff here. It's much easier to come in slower and out faster. Because of the corner, it will actually help you speed up.
Right, so with your position when you're riding a berm, what you're looking for, Sam's mentioned, is you want to be kind of up there somewhere. All corners you want to look where you want to exit, and then depending on the size of the berm, either your pedals are going to be level or you might want to drop the outside one. Look where you want to go. That's kind of it. Just about getting used to it. It's pretty simple, but the main thing is you definitely don't want to be up like that. You want to be over like that. So there's not much in the way of real big hills here at Bedgebury. When you do get them, they tend to be kind of like this. So shorter, a little bit sharper, a little bit loose. Easiest way to get up these, stay on the saddle, keep your weight on the saddle, that gives you grip on the rear wheel. Keep your head over the stem, that keeps the front wheel down, and just spin your way up. So we'll show you how it's done. Head forward, weight back, and up you go.
There's no problem with getting off and pushing, alright? Enjoy the scenery. That was Genesis, that we've just come out of there. We're now here, Dad's Army, one of my favourite trails, I think probably most people's favourite trail to be honest, or one of. Reason being, it's just an all downhill trail. There's lots of nice little flowy berms, a few technical parts in it, mainly because there's a couple of flat corners, but really it's just a lovely trail.
A little bit steeper at the end, gets a little bit spicy if you want to go fast. Good fun.
Alright, let's head in. nice flowy section to start with, and then we come into a little bit of a tricky corner. People do get it a little bit wrong. You can see there's multiple lines coming in. The best thing to do is try shallow out corners as much as you can. So what I mean is, don't hit it at 90 degrees. You want to try make it like a big wide one. This one more like 135. The way of doing that is when we're coming down here, make sure you stay out nice and wide as you come into it, and you can kind of pull the bike across. So you enter into the berm nice and early. And by doing that, it opens up the corner far quicker. And like Rob said earlier, it's always best to be looking where you want to go, rather than say at a tree or off the back of the corner. Turning your head turns your whole body as well. So it's really important, look where you want to go. And this is going to bring you around this corner nice and easy and really open up this next stretch. Good. There's not too much really to say about this section. It's actually a really nice fun bit. It does look a little bit daunting when you come into it at the top, but it's actually really fun. I don't know, you got anything to point out, Matt?
Yeah, and one of the tricks for the trails around here is quite often you'll see on the sides of the trails there's loads of the bigger stones. So the hint really around the whole of the forest when you're on the trails is look out for the kind of smooth line in the middle. Typically all of the big stones will get pushed out to the line you don't want to be on. So if you keep an eye out for that, that should give you the smoother line and the better grip.
Oh, a little wobble there. I know it's not any sort of like new news, but we're now part of White. But I was a little bit sceptical about riding the T160. Being a slightly longer travel bike, I thought for around here, it's going to feel like a bit of a tank. And being the base Model S, again, I wasn't expecting anything amazing from it. But actually, compared to the Transition Patrol that I used to own, holy hell, this thing rides a lot better. Like for around Bedgebury, I thought 160 mile travel bike is going to be too much. In alloy, again, too much.
Should be a beast.
Yeah, it should be a beast. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
It flows really nicely, and it's got me totally rethinking how much money I spend on bikes.
Yeah.
Rather than specking out the whole top thing, I'm actually thinking, wow, a base spec bike is actually more than capable for anything around here and a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a nice gentle ride through here, follow Rob in. It's actually a really nice sort of flat trail, very picturesque in the forest here. The sunlight really hits it nice on a day like today. So after those first two sections, it's a really nice little break to get those legs turning, not so stop-start. But yeah, into this little uphill section, a few little nice little rolling, gentle corners, into some slightly bank cut stuff again, a little roller up the hill, just mainly the saddle. Getting those wheels turning. I'm still blown away. I know I said it a minute ago, but I'm still blown away by how this 29-inch T160 really pedals through here. I haven't ridden a lot of bikes around this trail. I really honestly, when I said it earlier, I meant it. I actually wasn't expecting a lot from this, but it just keeps on giving. Some nice little flow corners here, little flat corners, keep those outside feet down. Try not to get muddy because I'm a bit of a fair weather rider. There we go, show of hands. Nothing too technical, it's just a really nice, almost little link trail. So there we have it. That was the first three sections that we were going to show you through. Obviously there's a bit more of a series. We're going to cover a few more of the sections each time. But for that, that's Genesis, Dad's Army and Show of Hands. So a nice 3-section video to get us started. And then next time we're going to head on, do the black run that's here, which is called Holby, probably Jurassic, and then Wonders is what we're going to do. So yeah, catch us in the next video, and with a few more hints and tips of how to ride Bedgebury.